Hi, I'm Sugar Dad, spicing up groceries and recipes. It's Saturday afternoon and it's time to figure out what to eat. Fortunately, my wife recently went to the store and picked up a family pack of pork steak. She got a pretty good deal on it, as you can see. But now I got to figure out what to do with this and what to have with it. Fortunately, I own an air fryer, and to go with it, well, we're going to spice it up a little bit because that's what I do. And we're going to do a little Martha Stewart, partly cooked, already ready. Just take it out of the cabinet and heat it up. Some beans, and I noticed the date, so it was time to cook them. After gathering everything, the next step is going to be to lay out the meat and spice it up. There are three staples that I use on almost all my meat recipes. I like the blackening seasoning because it, well, I'm not quite sure how to describe it, but it just gives it a little zing. The seasoned salt, of course, and a little bit of some kind of pepper, in this case the red pepper. I'm experimenting today, and we're going to find out what this fajita blend tastes like, because I think that this might just give it the right sort of a little extra something. And one of the things to remember when adding spices is that don't be afraid. I mean, don't bury the stuff in it, but don't be afraid of it, because its flavor is something that you want. Also, remember, just like when you need to put a little oil on both sides, you need to make sure that you flavor both sides. Speaking of oil, one thing you want to do is apply a little bit onto the surfaces, and then when we put the meat in, we're just going to apply a little bit to the top of that. It doesn't take a lot of oil in an air fryer, but you do need a little bit. Now once we get all the meat into the pan, we're just, like I said before, going to spray a little bit of oil on there just to give it a little bit of a coating. And you may prefer to use more of a spray than a squirt, but whatever's handy, whatever you got, you work with it. Once the meat is in and ready, we're going to go ahead and close it up, and we're going to set our machine to air fry mode. So we just push that button around a little bit, set the timer. Now I'm going to want to do this a little longer than usual, so I'm actually going to set it for 20. I think I'm going to take the time as it is and just hit start. Now somewhere around halfway through, we'll open up the top and we'll flip the meat over, and we'll let it finish, but this should be good. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and we're going to prepare our partially homemade beans. Oh, now here we go. Beans, magical fruit. Isn't that how the song goes? Something like that. I might have to use a spoon to get all these little buggers out. That's almost all of them. Well, there we go. Now we just slowly heat these puppies up, and they are going to be good. Now, in case you're wondering why I chose beans to go with pork, well, come on, pork, beans, they go together like, oh, I don't know, peas and carrots. Through the magic of television, we're now about halfway through the cook cycle. And one thing I've done, now that we've got about 10 minutes left, is I went ahead and turned the beans up to medium heat so they'd actually start warming up. Some people like cold beans. My wife's family grew up eating cold beans. Now, some of them folks, I think, also lived under bridges and chased down billy goats for dinner, but that's neither here nor there. Personally, I prefer my beans warm, and so turning up a little heat on that. So let's open up our air fryer and see how things are going on the inside. Oh my gosh, look at that, sizzling, delicious. Lovely shade of brown. Got those seasonings doing their thing on top. Just going to flip this meat over. It does need a little more time, but we are coming along nicely. Definitely coming along nicely. Alright, we'll just spread that out a little. And we'll go ahead and see if we can't flip this last one over. It's not easy to do with one hand while I'm trying to hold the camera, but we're going to get there. Now there's a little bit of red on this one, but that's just fine. It's all going to cook. So, put this down before all the heat gets away. And it automatically takes off again. And through the magic of television, we'll be back to this completed in just a blink of an eye. Now, I don't know how you all feel about this, but I think beans are a tad messy, so we like to put ours in bowls. Oh, look. We're being joined by our assistant, Sweeney. Meow. 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 We have the best conversations. Oh, looky here. The machine says it's done. Let's find out. Oh, look at that. I think that just looks like perfection. Okay, well now what we have here looks a whole lot like perfection. I guess we'll cut into it in a second and find out. Okay, now for the moment of truth, let's find out how it came out. It looks done. It looks perfect. I think my wife might even eat this. Now don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. And remember, if you can't be sweet, be spicy.